Hey everybody, what is up and welcome back to the channel. And today I am going to kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to talk about two different pairs of binoculars from WOSPORTS. I currently have the 15 by 50s right here, and I've got the 10 by 42s right here. And if you guys don't want to watch any further or watch any of this video, I'll tell you right now that these are awesome binoculars. They both knock it out of the park. And if you want a good budget pair of binoculars that are made very, very well, just go buy either size, whichever one you want. If you want 15 by 50 or 10 by 42, you will not be disappointed. So if you guys don't want to watch the whole video, you already know what I think about these binoculars. I think they're awesome. I'm actually going to buy a few more pairs because I like them so much. They're really awesome. Okay, with that being said, we're going to dive into these binoculars. I'm going to read the specs. I'm going to show you guys some videos, some footage I shot through the binoculars so you guys can see what the clarity is through. Now we're talking through a cell phone camera through binocular, but I tried to do some footage for you. I did some footage of 100 yards away, and I did some footage at over 30 yards away on some squirrels, so you can see some wildlife for those of you that are bird watchers or animal watchers or anything like that. We're also going to talk about mounts that you can use to mount to tripods and stuff like that, which ones work and which ones don't work, the ones that I have used anyway. Now, before we get into all this, I am no binocular expert. I'm just a guy that likes to use binoculars, and I like to have a good solid pair of binoculars. So I'm not an expert. I'm just speaking from my experience, and I am not sponsored by anybody. I bought these with my own money. Nobody gave me anything. This is just my opinion. So take it with a grain of salt, take it with what you want. I'm just trying to put some information out there, show you guys the gear that I like to use and that it's working for me. And if you're interested in it, then check it out, because it's kind of ridiculous to me to spend $300-400 on a pair of binoculars when you don't need to. You know, it's just not necessary. And I think that you can find some really nice budget-friendly binoculars that will work well, especially in this day and age. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about specs first. And while we're doing the specs, I'll show you guys some pictures and footage that I've took of some pictures that I took of the binoculars and everything, and we'll roll some B-roll footage in there and all that stuff, and then we'll get to comparing them, each one, so you guys can see the clarity of each, and then we'll try to do like a side-by-side comparison as well for you guys. So with that being said, let's click in here. Let's pull my glasses up here so I can actually read stuff. We're going to start off with the 15 by 50s. Here are the features and specs, okay? It has the focus knob right here, and then it's got the secondary focus knob right here. If you guys don't know how to focus your binoculars and stuff, there's a whole trick to that. What you want to do is you want to start off with this focuser right here. You want to focus the left lens. So basically you want to close your right eye, look through the left one, get that in focus. Okay, then you want to close your right eye, and then you want to do the right side, and you want to have your right eye open, and you want to do your second adjustment here, get that nice and clear, and then when you open both your eyes, you should have a nice clear picture. If you need me to make a video on that, maybe I will do that, because there's a lot of people that actually don't know how to focus binoculars properly, and they buy them and they'll be like, well, one side's focused, one side's off, and they have no clue that there's a second focus right here. So that's a little tidbit of information you guys that don't know, and for the beginner guys out there is a trick to focusing your binoculars and get them dialed in properly. That's the fast and down and dirty version. So you got a 50mm objective lens, you got a 15 magnification, which means that you got 50 millimeters here. You got an adjustable 15 magnification on the back side of it. Specific uses says travel, bird watching, camping, hunting, whatever you're doing. It is tripod mountable, which means that this screw can come out right here. This little piece screws out right here, and you can mount one of these on there, which we're going to talk to about it, because only this mount right here, this specific one right here, works for these. This mount and this mount works for these, but all these mounts work for this pair. So we'll get into that here in a little bit so you guys understand a little bit better. Eye relief is 10 millimeters. Prism type is roof prism. Exit pupil diameter 3.5 millimeters. It's got a fully multi-coated lens. They are waterproof. Center focus, zoom ratio is 15 multiplier. Field of view is 226 feet, and apparent angle of view is 14.3 degrees, and it's compatible with smartphone devices, because you can take one of these bad boys right here, mount it on the back of it, which I will show you guys in the video here how this mounts on there, and then you can put your phone in it and you can actually film and take the pictures like I did in this video. So that is for, and the mosquitoes are out here, so I'm going to be swatting at them like crazy. So that is for the 15 by 50s. Now let's get into the specs for the 14 by 32s. So I'd like to get all this out of the way before we're done. So fog-proof, portable, waterproof, lightweight, compact design. That's for both of these. 42 millimeter objective. That's up here. It's 42 millimeters. You got a 10 by on the back side. Same thing, hunting, fishing, travel, whatever you do, looking through binoculars, they'll do it. They are tripod mountable. Same thing, this little screw comes out, and you can take one of these little mounts right here, and you can screw it into there, and then you can mount it to your tripod. I will show you guys what that looks like in some pictures and stuff here so you guys can see what that looks like. 15 millimeter eye relief, roof prism, 4.2 millimeters on the exit pupil diameter. It's got the FMC broadband coating. They are waterproof, center focus, zoom ratio 10 meters, field of view 335 feet, and apparent angle of view is 5.8 degrees. So there you guys go. That's the specs on both of those. You guys can look those up on Amazon if you want to, but that's the quick down and dirty specs of these binoculars. Now, let's talk about the differences and the things that I like about them, and the things that you're going to need to know if you guys are going forward. So first of all, let's talk about the clarity of both of these. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you guys a video while I'm talking. Here's a video of, we're going to do the 15 by 50s first. We'll show you video footage of them at 100 yards, and you guys are going to be watching a video footage of them at about 30 yards. The 100-yard video that you're looking at is the one that I shot, and you're seeing my fence line where you're on my driveway. You'll see a fence there and stuff. That's about 100 yards away, and then the squirrels that I'm showing you in the video are about 30 yards away. It's about 30 yards from there. And then the next set of videos, and I'm going to label it down there for you guys, will be the 10 by 42s, which is going to show you the same fence line at that 100-yard distance, and it's going to show you the same set of squirrels at the 30-yard distance, so you guys can see those and see the differences in the clarity. If there's really not enough for me to I mean, there's not enough. I think they both look great, but that's going to compare and show you guys what you guys are looking at. So that's what you guys are seeing now. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the next clips, and I'm going to do side by side with the fence line at 100 yards. You're going to see in this clip that you guys are looking at now will be side by side of the fence line at 100 yards, and the one side is going to be the 15 by 50s. The other side is going to be 10 by 42s, so you can see how the clarity looks on both of those. Now, mind you, this is mounting a dang freaking cell phone camera onto the camera to do this, so take that with a grain of salt of what you're seeing, because I did the best I could do with what I'm doing. Now, the next video you guys are going to look at is the squirrels. Same thing, split screen. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like through the 15 by 50s on one side and the 10 by 40s on the other, and you guys can see that clarity as well and see what's going on there, and then you guys can decide which ones that you really think look better as far as that goes, and you can see how that looks on the clarity and stuff. I think they both look amazing, and depending on which one you want, the 15 by 50s or the 10 by 42s, you will be very happy with either one, in my opinion. So with that being said, let's move on to the mounting systems. Okay, so we're going to talk about the mounting systems. So we're going to talk about these right here. So these are the mounting systems for actually mounting the stuff to a tripod. Okay, now while we're talking about that, the first thing I'm going to say is that with the 15 by 50s, the only two mounts that work is this mount right here or this mount right here, because you can notice that this is a lot skinnier than this one or this one, so you guys can see it. And the thing is that the spread of the binoculars makes it very hard for that mount to slide in there and be put in there. And as you guys can see, I can slide it in like that, then I can drop it down, then I can tighten it on there. But with this one, I can slide it in there, but once I drop it down, the adjustment knob hits and you can't screw that in to mount that on there. And that's the same for this one as well. These two actually are probably made in the same factory because they're two different companies. One is SV Boney, and the other one, I don't remember which one it was, but I'll put the link down below for you guys. But if you look at them, literally, I think this is Barska, literally the same mounts, same design. One says SV Boney on it and stuff, but they're really good mounts. So is this is Celestron mount and stuff, which works really good, but it's thinner. They're all metal. You definitely want to make sure you get all metal mounts. But this one is the most versatile, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So now let's show you guys how this works. I'm going to show you guys some pictures that I took showing you these mounted on there. The first ones I'm going to show you is the 15 by 50 mounted on a tripod. So you guys can see with that, using the Celestron, we're using the Celestron mount and stuff, and it's mounted on it. And then I will show you some footage of it mounted with the other one as well. So this is the one where you're seeing the 15 by 50s mounted on a tripod. And now we'll jump over to the 10 by 42s mounted on the tripod using the metal post stands and stuff. So you guys can see that. You can see what they both look like mounted up with the pictures I took right there. Now we're going to come back to me, And we're going to tell you guys right now that with the 10 by 42s right here, the 10 by 42s, all three of these mounts work with the 10 by 42. So this mount works with the 10 by 42, which we haven't talked about yet, and all three of these mounts work with the 10 by 42. So I will put all these down below for you guys. Now we're going to show you what it looks like with this mount. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to roll you some footage showing you what this looks like mounted up, so you guys can see that. We're going to first show you the 15 by 50s. You can see how it's mounted up there on the tripod with this. This mount, it's the Velcro mount, and you can see how it's mounted on the tripod and so on. And then we'll show you guys the 10 by 42s. Same thing, same mounted the same way, so it shows you that this one works with both mounts, so you guys can see how that works. So now let's show you guys how that works real quick in real time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this mount right here. I'm going to take this tripod right here, and we're going to take it, pop this out. Now the easiest way to do these all the time, if you guys haven't done it, is you pop it out. You got a little handle screw right there. You put your little mount in here like so, and you screw it in as quick as I can, and then you're going to take it and you're going to mount it on your tripod like so. Now you're going to take your nifty little tripod, which I'm going to set in between here right now, which has the Velcro on it. We're going to spin this around like this. Okay, so we're going to take the 15 by 50s. You just undo the Velcro like this. And the one thing you guys want to make sure when you're doing this is first you're going to line up your binoculars where you want it. Then you're going to set them on here like so. And make sure when you take this first strap, you don't go over your focus adjustment, because then you won't be able to focus. And then so you want to slide these back to where they sit in there, to where it's just going across the middle. And then you're just going to hook it like that. And then you take your second set up there. That's just to add more security to it. And you hook it like that. And boom, you're ready to start viewing. You can pull off your cap covers, pull off your rear cap covers, and you can start looking wherever you want. And you can still hit your focus adjustment, which is what you want to do. And this is what it looks like, just like I showed you guys in the pictures. And then when you go to take it off, just put your hand on top, undo one, undo the other, your binoculars off. The benefit of this mount is that it's not attached to your binoculars, so if you need to pull them off, so you want to glass something else real quick, you can take them off and you can immediately go to glassing with them like that. Where with these, this piece will be hanging down, and even though you can hit this lever and do the same thing, this may get annoying to you, because after you pull them off, you can put them back in their bag or whatever you want to do. Now, I didn't bring the bags out here. Each one of these comes with a nice soft case, which I did not bring out here like a dummy, so I can't show you guys that. I will show you guys a picture of the soft cases up here somewhere so you can see the soft cases. They both come with really nice soft cases. They also come with a little lanyard that goes around here, but it's kind of cheapy looking and I don't like it, and I don't use it. I added 550 cord here so I don't lose my covers for my lenses, and it's right there, and I did it on both of them so you guys can see that as well. Now I will show you guys real quick that these ones mount up just as easy. Same principle involved with these, which I showed you the pictures of, but I'm going to show you. You lay it over the top here, and make sure you do this first one. You want to go kind of line up right here with that centerpiece, and then just go across like that. Boom, you're on there. Boom, you're on there. And even when it's mounted, you can still make adjustments with your binoculars, and then you're good to go. And that's on there, and that's really nice. And I love this mount. I bought two of them because they just work with everything. They even work with my really big binoculars that I have for looking at the sky. And that's the other thing. You can use these binoculars for looking at the moon and the stars. They work really well. I mean, we've been doing that a lot. And they work really well for stargazing as well. But I kind of wanted to show you guys how that works so you kind of understand. For those of you that have never done that before, to give you a better understanding of how that works and how the mounts work. So if it was me and I wanted to have both of these or one of these or whatever it was, I'd probably just go with this mount because it's very versatile. And then if you have other sets of binoculars, they'll all work on there. Instead of trying to figure out which one of these, that was funny, is going to fit in between your binoculars. And the bigger this gets, the bigger your aperture gets here and the diameter this gets, the tighter this is going to get to try to fit in there. So you got to think about that when you're buying them as far as they go. But I will tell you that both of these pairs of binoculars are awesome and they're amazing, and I really love them both, and I've really enjoyed getting them. They do kind of come in, like these come in a very generic box. Both of them come in, they don't even say WOSPORTS on them. It's just like, you know, high quality binoculars, you know, but whatever. They are really good. The nice that they're waterproof, shockproof, and they have great clarity, as you guys saw in the pictures that I did and stuff. I think they're amazing. It really depends on what your needs are, what you want, whether you want 15 by 50 or 10 by 42. Now, to get down to the brass tacks, if I only had to pick one of these that I was going to grab with me and go, and that was my grab and go pair, it would be the 10 by 42s, hands down. They're a little bit more compact, they're a little bit smaller, easier to, and you get a lot more stability when you go to the 10 by 42 when you're trying to look through them versus the 15 by 50s. Not that you can't get stable, but you do get more wobble in it when you're looking through them because it's 15 by 50 versus the 10 by 42. On top of the fact that all these mounts, every one of these mounts, all of these mounts work for those, so you're not having to try to kind of figure it out. So it's more, to me, the 10 by 42s have a little bit more versatility as far as they go, but both of them feel great. Both of them are awesome binoculars. I love them. And you're talking about binoculars that are under $60. I believe that the 15 by 50s are like $58, and I believe that the 10 by 42s are like $54 on Amazon. I will leave links down below for everything. I can even leave a link for the tripods for you guys that I'm using as well. These are pretty decent tripods. They're around 40 bucks or so, but they're nice and solid, and the adjustments on them are real easy and smooth. You got adjustment here, so you can go back and forth, up and down, and they work really well for that stuff. So there you guys go. Those are my thoughts and opinions on the WOSPORTS 15 by 50s and the 10 by 42s. I figured I'd combine these videos together because they're both great pairs and they're from the same company, and I would highly recommend either one of these pairs. But if I had to pick one and I only had a choice to one, I would definitely go 10 by 42 first. That's just me personally. I like the little bit more compactness of them and stuff. They still have the same clarity in my mind. In what I can see, both of them are just as clear. You get a little bit wider field of view here because you got wider lenses on the front, but you're really not, from the 42 to 50, you're really not sacrificing that much. The irony of it is they're so close in price that you may want to go with the bigger ones just because you get a little bit wider field of view. But I really like them both. I like them both. I use them both all the time. But like I said, if I only had to pick one, mosquitoes are after me again, it would probably be the 10 by 42s hands down, just because they're a little more versatile when it comes to the mounting stuff and things. Now, just so you guys know, this mount right here, I think it came with the 15 by 50s. I can't remember. But you can buy one of these mounts right here that goes on the back of binoculars, and this one actually works for both of these sets. Now, I will tell you that this does not lock on there, so if you are putting this on there, be very careful, because I already broke one phone using a mount like this. They do make mounts that do lock on there and stuff, so I would look for a little bit better mount. I did use this mount that came with this pair. I don't remember if this one came with them or not. I can't remember or not. But this was the mount that came with those. I will say that, it did work, but you do got to be careful because you knock your phone off. I dropped one on the concrete doing some filming, and I broke it, and it took me a while to get it all straightened out, and that was a nightmare in itself. So anyway, get a good mount that actually locks on there, that will tighten down and snug on there, that locks your phone. I just recommend that. I've showed a mount that I use. I did a review on a mount that I showed. Go back and look. I did this review, and that is probably the best mount for doing anything, and I definitely highly recommend it. But I wanted to use the one that came with one of these binocular sets. So anyway, I'm done with rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this guys helped you guys make a decision on these binoculars if you were curious about them. I do have some Athlon optics that are called TSO. They're more budget friendly ones that I'll be doing. They're a 10 by 42 set that I'm going to do a video on, and I'm going to do a comparison between them and these WOSPORTS ones for you guys, because they're both 10 by 42 binoculars, and then you guys can go from there. I will be making that video soon as well. So I appreciate all you guys watching the channel. Hit that like button, subscribe button. There is a join feature down below now that I have down there, so if you really want to help support the channel, you can become a member of the channel, and you can donate a few bucks, which will help me keep buying gear that I can review for you guys. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As I said before, I don't mean to repeat myself. I appreciate everybody. We'll see you guys on the next video.